In case you missed it, recent headlines have reignited the Tupac murder case, uncovering new names and fresh evidence. One name catching major attention is Suge Knight. This development even sparked a reaction from Eminem, who stated, "I'm holding Suge responsible for the deaths of the two greatest rappers to ever grace this planet. If the late, great Christopher Wallace Biggie Smalls could speak, he'd tell you Suge's responsible for the death of Ja Rule or anyone else tied to death row." Newly released police documents reveal that Detective Russell Poole believed Suge Knight orchestrated Tupac's murder just before Tupac could break free from death row record to cover his tracks. Suge allegedly framed the rival Crips gang to mislead investigators. This raises a serious question: which well-known Crip member is Suge trying to pin the murder on? According to filmmaker Mike Dorsey, all signs point to Diddy. And in case you missed it, the latest report alleges that a former LAPD officer claimed Diddy paid $1 million to have Tupac killed, prompting Suge to retaliate by setting up Biggie's murder. Diddy allegedly hired Keefe D to carry out the hit on Tupac. After more than 2 decades of freedom, Keefe D was finally arrested, and during an interrogation unaware he was being recorded, he reportedly confessed that Diddy was the mastermind behind the hit.
All 4 of those occasions were San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Every one.
Every one of them. Which of those 4 did it when you talked to him without murdering Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge.
Yeah.
During Diddy's trial this week, things took a serious turn as he was grilled about his alleged connection to Tupac's murder. According to reports, Diddy faces questions about his alleged role in Tupac's murder after being mentioned 7 times in a new legal filing. Keefe D, a man who admitted to being the hired hitman, claimed the entire hit was carried out at Diddy's request. He went on to say the shooting happened quickly and that Tupac was reaching for his firearm in the moments before he was gunned down.
Said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out.
It looked like he was reaching there.
Okay. Yeah. Did you actually?
You got the region, I got the duck.
So someone from your car, sorry, at Tupac.
As the court heard that Tupac may have sensed what was coming, emotions ran high. Any in the room were visibly shaken by the thought that he knew his fate. The moment quickly went viral online, prompting a reaction from 50 Cent, who shared,
Last time you met me, I said something about Puffy. So that yeah. I gotta stop doing that. Okay, I've been talking to a therapist trying to help me. It's crazy. Oh wait, maybe I said it about Puffy because he got Tupac here.
Eminem later addressed the controversy in his track Fuel, where he raps, "I ain't trying to beef with him, cause he might put a hit on me like Keefe D did him." In the line, M makes a bold statement suggesting the only way he'd ever call out Diddy is by referencing the alleged hit on Tupac carried out through Keefe D and his crew. This lyric reignited conversations about Diddy's alleged involvement, leading fans to resurface past moments where he was confronted about Tupac's death. One of the most telling was an awkward Breakfast Club interview where Diddy's reaction left many convinced he knows exactly what happened.
It was this documentary that claimed that you know what the truth.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, brother. So we're not even going to go there with all due respect. But I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because you listen, 7 years ago I'd have been like, yo, you have my spot. But no, you have to do it like a journalist.
Yeah. No, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying?
Which you never believed.
Yeah, thank you.
But what's even more chilling is that investigators no longer believe Diddy acted alone. They suspect Tupac's murder was part of a much larger industry conspiracy, one that traces back to Suge Knight, Diddy, and even Snoop Dogg. And if you missed the latest headlines, the news reported, new developments are shaking up the Tupac murder case. Rappers, including Snoop Dogg, Suge Knight, and Diddy, are all facing possible arrests and questioning due to their deep connections with death row records. Fans are now pointing fingers at Snoop Dogg, claiming he may have played a bigger role than previously believed. That suspicion grew after resurfaced footage revealed Snoop admitting he was originally supposed to be in the BMW with Tupac and Suge Knight on the night of the fatal shooting.
With Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac, I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
No advice. He wasn't seeing eye to eye. So,
saying during the Tyson?
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that. So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, They went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car, because in the car.
Snoop revealed he was originally meant to be in the BMW with Tupac that night but backed out due to a last-minute change. This change likely stemmed from a heated altercation between Snoop, Tupac, and Suge Knight that took place just 24 hours earlier.
Last time me and Tupac was on the same page, and I did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she asked me how did I feel about Puffy and Biggie, and I told her that I like their music and I want to do music with them. The bro didn't like that, Tupac didn't like that, so we had a misunderstanding. So on the flight back to LA, I didn't feel comfortable around them for what they did, as far as I didn't have my security ride with me. So to protect myself and prevent it from happening, I slept under a blanket within the fort just in case something was to go wrong, but it didn't.
With all of this unfolding within just 48 hours, even law enforcement began raising eyebrows at the possible involvement of both Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight. According to police records, Snoop was deeply connected to the streets back then, much so that investigators now believe he may have received a tip-off that Tupac was being targeted that night, prompting him to avoid getting in the car, fueling suspicion even further. Federal agents uncovered an old interview where Snoop admitted that, just 2 days before Tupac's death, he felt like Tupac genuinely hated him.
A week before he was best friend. 2 days before I don't think he liked me. Why? Because he was in New York and it happened. New York at me and did all kind of shit to me, like just the worst you could think of. And I forgave him. And when I did the interview and was asked how do I feel about Puffy and Biggie, I was like, I like it. I want to do some music. And I just rubbed cuz the wrong way. Tried to me. How that you? You talking about you want to do a song with it? I wasn't thinking about his emotion. I was thinking about the way I felt it. I wasn't into no controversy. I liked the music. They was our friends. We was all friends at one point. This video footage of all of us hanging out.
But it was the physical evidence revealed during the Diddy trial that truly sent chills through the courtroom, covering what many believe is the long-hidden truth. Kif D took the stand and detailed how Tupac was taken out at Diddy's request, claiming the hit was no random act. According to Kif D, on the night of September 7, 1996, Tupac was in Las Vegas with Suge Knight, the head of Death Row Records. The two were attending a Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand, unaware they were being followed the entire night. After the event ended, Tupac and Suge crossed paths with the very people who had been tailing them, setting the deadly plan in motion.
Knight and their entourage went to the Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand. Keefy D and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and two of their friends were also there. Keefy D told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago, in a proffer that couldn't be used against him, the thing was retaliation, after Tupac jumped Orlando and beat him up at the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded the fight. Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino quickly.
Security eventually broke up the altercation between Tupac, Suge, and their rivals, but the scuffle left Tupac and Suge needing to return to their hotel to change clothes. After regrouping, the two headed back out around 11 p.m., stepping into their black BMW and cruising down the Las Vegas Strip. As they stopped at a red light, the night took a deadly turn. The same group they had clashed with earlier at the MGM Grand suddenly pulled up beside them, ready to strike.
About Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keith D, jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh.
For over 2 decades, the aftermath of Tupac's murder remained a mystery. The case went cold, with police unsure of where to turn until a man named Keith D unexpectedly began giving interviews online, casually admitting his involvement in the killing. His shocking confessions reignited the investigation, prompting Las Vegas police to assign a special task force solely focused on tracking him. One of the most chilling moments came during an interview on DJ Vlad's show, where Keith D openly described the exact moment they found Tupac and carried out the hit.
And Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the backseat.
We were just all in the car.
This was the white Cadillac. Yeah. So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
Got to the light. We should go drink. We happened to be hanging out. He was hanging out the window like he was a parade.
Tupac.
Yeah.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving with Tupac in the passenger.
Keep in mind, this case had been cold for over 20 years. So for Keefe D's confessions to be taken seriously, he needed to back them up with real evidence. That's when he released a never-before-seen police interrogation video recorded the night of the murder, offering a first-hand account that shook the entire investigation.